What is up, Xtreme Strength and Fitness family? It's Mobility Monday, and now we're on YouTube. So if you're seeing this little snippet out on Instagram, make sure you go to my page, click the link in the bio, it'll take you right to the YouTube channel, where I'm gonna be doing these a little bit longer. I'm trying to do things a little bit different, keep things shorter on Instagram, easier on me, more organized, and honestly, it's just gonna be better for you all. I'm able to explain things a little bit more in depth, get you thinking a little bit more. Hey, that's all benefits right there to me. So what are we talking about today? Well, I've talked about this before in a prior Instagram post, and it's simply gonna be the combat stretch. And I'm gonna be going over that with you today. And I'm actually gonna be showing you a way that you can measure to see how well and how much you're progressing throughout your mobility work. So let's get right to it. All right, everybody, here's the combat stretch. I've showed you this before, but I'm gonna show you a little bit different, and I really like using a good old wall, just like this one right here, to actually measure your progress. Being able to see that you're progressing, it makes a huge difference. It really does. When you're able to track things and see that either numbers are going up in your lifts or numbers are going up from distance from a wall, whatever the case may be, tracking that, having numbers to show for it definitely helps. So let's get right to it. So the combat stretch, right? What you're gonna do, first and foremost, what you could do is set it up so your toes are just touching the wall. And make sure that when you do this, right, you wanna make sure this heel isn't coming up off the ground. That's one of the most important things. A lot of people, they'll sit here, right, don't worry about the wall right now, but they'll do this, and they'll kind of come here a little bit, or they'll be here and be like, oh yeah, that feels good. No, you want that heel on the ground. That's what's gonna get that stretch throughout your soleus, throughout your Achilles, all the calf muscles back here, right? That's when you're gonna be really hitting it up, keeping that down, really focusing on putting a lot of force through your upper leg by pushing down your foot, right? Not sitting into your knee joint. You don't want to be doing that. Make sure that you're putting so you can see my legs even flexing. I'm using it to push myself forward, staying stable, and coming back, right? Now, when you do this, you want to make sure that your knee, and I'll turn this way so you can see a little bit better real quick. I'll show you the wall method. So when you do this, you want to make sure that you're not going like this. You don't want no crazy stuff going on like that. And you also definitely don't want to be going way out here. That's just gonna feel weird all over the place, right? We're focusing on the ankle. Let's make sure we're working on the ankle, right? So when you do it, you wanna make sure that your knee is coming directly, I say about the second to mid toe. It's a little bit different depending on how your feet are shaped and how much your toes are spaced apart. But for the most part, hit up the middle, just the middle of the foot's the easiest way to go, right? So just step about right here, just like if you're gonna stand up in a lunge position. I find this to be a very comfortable position. And then what you're gonna do is make sure you're pushing through that leg by pushing into the ground, creating force, not taking the weight into your joints. Last thing you wanna do as a skateboarder is be messing up those joints more than we already do when we're jumping down flights of stairs and stuff. So keep that in mind. Make sure you're tracking directly over the middle of the foot. I'm not out here, I'm not out here. Right here in the middle, keeping that heel on the ground, holding, and actually at the end range of motion, when you can't go forward before that heel comes up, I want you to keep that heel planted and try to lift your toes up off the ground. You're gonna feel a burn here in the front of your shin. Definitely don't feel the best, but it's a good burn. It shows that you're actually activating this muscle, helping it do what it needs to do, and just getting a better mind-muscle connection with the parts of your ankle you probably don't have. I know I didn't before I started working on this. So let's take it over the wall and check this out. You guys couldn't see my foot in that last little bit there, but it's all right. You'll be able to see it here. Just know my foot was completely on the ground. I'm planted, my heel's on the ground. And I'll go over everything one more time when I'm doing it on the wall. So what you can do to track your progress, right? Simply bring your toes up to the wall. See if you can make your knee touch. Okay, cool. I'm not that messed up. Now come back. Now what I do is you could grab a ruler. Not everybody has that right available to them, especially us skateboarders. I highly doubt we do. So if you do, props to you, use a ruler, get some inches in there, actually measure it. But what you can do, use your hand. Put your hand simply right up to the wall, just like so. I always just butt the middle finger right up with it. Now what you can do, right, is you can take this foot, maybe start about midway through, right? So your big toe is now lining up with your thumb. So now you come up, now I'm here. Now I'm doing the same thing, pushing through this leg, making sure I'm not taking too much into the joints. Oh look it, I can touch the wall. Sweet. Now I'm trying to bring those toes up so I can lift my toes up, so obviously I can go a little bit farther forward, a little bit farther back to get to my end range of motion. Now I'm gonna push back. Now what I'm gonna do, take this hand, put it just down like that. I'm gonna slide it back just a little bit. So now, and actually one of my favorite ways to do this is just to do right at the back of the hand, right? I find that to be a very, very good range of motion for a lot of us to work on. So if you do this, just like so, come up, now watch. Now I'm pushing through here, making sure I'm not taking too much weight into my joint. Now I'm coming forward, trying to reach that wall, and I can't make it right now. See, I got my work to do too. So what you want to do, put that hand back down, you know, get to a little bit closer point. All right, now we're gonna try this one. Now I'm gonna lean into it, and yup, that's my end range of motion. So now I'm trying to lift my toes up, feeling a burn right here in the front of my shin. And then I'm coming back up, pushing through my leg, not pushing through that joint too much. Resetting, going back for another repetition. And this is really nice because this is something you can do repeatedly. Do a couple repetitions, get in 10 reps where you feel it's really tight with that heel staying on the ground. And then guess what? Give yourself a little bit, come back. You will be able to go to that same part feeling better, or even go back a little bit to get a little bit more range of motion in there. If you like that, make sure you share this with the skate community. I'm really trying to do something different here. I want to make sure that us skateboarders are able to skate for as long as we damn want. And if I lose skateboarding, and I'm hurt right now, right? I still have my injury I'm dealing with on my leg, and not being able to skateboard, hardest thing to deal with, especially mentally. Not only physically do I mean, of course, I'm still gating it while I'm hurt, but a lot of us tend to just kind of sit and recover, and more on that in a video coming soon. I actually got a homie I'm doing a video with on recovery, so be on the lookout for that. But as I was saying, it's something we all need to just make sure we're sharing, right? We need to make sure we're getting out there, making sure all of us skaters are sticking together and we're all feeling the best that we can feel. And like we like to say, let's gain stability, mobility, and build strength you may have never known you had.